Alright, welcome. Game 46, Gaia Chess Training Arc. Let's dive in. We're 90 points away from the finish line. Against a 1403, looks like we have the white pieces again. So last time I said that I would play the orangutan, but I forgot. So we're going to play this game. Okay, so that's a common move because they just want to try to take it. This is a common response, you just trade pawns. Okay, so he chooses to protect it. In the process, he blocks out his bishop. So far, so good. Unfortunately, that's where my theory of the opening ends. So let's find a move that I want to play. Well, he has a backwards pawn right here on d6. Well, I shouldn't say that. He still has this move. But if I could bait this out somehow, then this would be a really good outpost for like a knight or something like that. So maybe I play e4 to kind of give myself that outpost. We'll do that. So he played knight f6, just attacking that e-pawn. A few things I can do here. I can go knight c3, temporarily blocking my bishop, but protecting the pawn. What else could I do? I could sacrifice the pawn and go for like a bishop here. Say he takes. Queen comes out here to f3. And then he's got to retreat to prevent checkmate. He could also play this. But that's a little bit awkward, I think. Do I want to sacrifice the pawn? Where's he from? France? Maybe I delay my bishop move here. I'll keep doing what I'm doing for now. So he puts bishop on e6, so now I can't do my bishop c4 move. Okay, but let's see, this is now a weakness. So I could develop kind of like that. It's not a bad option. Then I just have two very strong bishops on nice diagonals. We're going to try it. Just for the people at home. I think the reason it's called the orangutan is because, oops, let me go back real quick. So I think the main reason it's called the orangutan, and I could be wrong on this, but I think it's because the person who, not the person who originally invented the opening, but the second person who used the opening, apparently he called it the orangutan because this was such a common response that they just pushed the b-pawn, and that it was kind of like a monkey climbing up a tree, that you just keep kind of pushing this b-pawn, you know, however silly it sounds to do. Whether that's accurate or not, I don't know, but that's what I heard. So that's what we expected. We're just going to reroute it. Yeah, I don't know what that move is about. Don't really know what that move's about. So I could attack it directly with like an h3 or a f3. That wouldn't be bad, but I could also just offer the exchange. Then when the piece is no longer protected, that would be when I could snatch it up. Although he might also be thinking queen f6. In which case, I could probably just play f3. I'm going to start here. I was really anticipating him playing b5, then I could stick the bishop here and then push a4, and I'm in a good position. So we chose to attack from the other angle. Okay. So here he's attacking two pieces at once. He's attacking this pawn, and he's also attacking this pawn. How do I want to protect this? So I could put a knight here, developing a piece and protecting. That way if he takes this pawn, I take, he takes, I take. Although he does take this, I take here with check, which I think is better than anything else. We're going to try that out. So I'm offering up my b4 pawn to him. Let's see if he chooses to take it or not. One other thing I could do is just castle, and then just accept that I'm way ahead of him in development for the price of one pawn. All in all, I really like my position here. Okay. He chose to bring his knight backwards. I still want to take his bishop. I'm thinking yes. This bishop's doing a lot of work here. Mine was not doing that much work. So now I can defend this if I would like to. I think I would like to. So now, hey! Thinking about putting my knight on g5. Then castling will just surrender me a pawn. Could also castle. Got a few choices. All of them look pretty good. I'm gonna move my knight there, go for the pawn. He doesn't have a way to defend it except for not castling. So it looks like the storms have begun here yet again. No real surprise, it's been going on for a month or two now. Super annoying. But if that happens, then we already know a solution is for me to just pull up the game on my phone, fortunately. So I think he's really trying to defend e6 right now, is what he's thinking through his head. One way to do that is to not castle his king. If he realizes that, then I think he's doing well, but if he doesn't, then I think he's in trouble. I have some ideas here, too, of something like this. And then he can't go back, so he has to go this way. Yeah?
Were you waiting on any package?
Yeah, why?
Something came
Alright, thank you.
right here.
Alright, I'm recording a video right now.
Okay, so close your door maybe.
Actually, don't know what that package could be. I'm waiting on a few different things. Yeah, I think his best move here is going to be king d7. This queen is almost caught out. Very close. Very, very close. There's the thunder we know and love. Not disconnected yet. He's still thinking. So if we just look at the board really quick, he's very heavy with pieces on this side of the board. He's only got 4 on this side. He's got 4, 8, 11 on this side. So castling here, I think, will be of great benefit, because then he'll have to make a big migration over here. There's the disconnect I was waiting on. So I'm gonna wait until like 1 minute, just in case it comes back. Oh, never mind. I guess we lost it pretty quick. Alright, let me open it up on my phone. So he did end up moving his king here. Let's leave here. I'm going to be playing on my phone now, like before. When I get a spare moment, I will open up a game. But yeah, he protected with his king, so what's the move now? What I was considering earlier was knight to a4. Just getting the queen off of that nasty diagonal. Yeah, we're going to do that. So knight a4. That's going to not work, so let's window, new game board. And let's go through the moves really quick. So it's this, bishop, pawn, pawn, knight, knight, bishop, bishop. Let's go back a little further. Pawn here. bishop, queen, knight, knight, take, take. We had pawn, bishop. And we had knight, king. Move my knight here. The latest move is queen going here. Okay, so we're caught up. So now, what do we want to do? So just off the top of my head, this is a glaring weakness, so I want to attack that. If I go here, that protects my pawn structure even more, so I'm going to do that. Protects the knight, allows my queen to slip into b3. So he played h6. That does stop my plans for the time being. I'd like to tuck it away in f7, but then I just lose it, so that's obviously not a very good move. If I bring it back, which square do I want to bring it back to? Probably just f3 is the most natural. So that's where I moved. He took the pawn, so he's now up a pawn. Is there anything that I have against that? I think I'm just going to attack his king. So I'm going to play d4. I'm going to open this up. Now I have a few ideas. I have this knight that could check over here. I have this knight that could check over here. And then he won't be able to take if he captures here. If he doesn't capture here, then I'm just going to capture here and he can't retake and I gain my pawn back. Let's see if I have enough weapons in my arsenal to take down his king now that he's in the center of the board. He's still thinking. So I'm thinking I'm moving this knight here with check. Like say for example takes, he has to escape his knight, so he goes here for example. Check. Targeting this pawn, he has to let me take it. Yep, so he took, I'm gonna take with queen. Oh! There's actually a very good move I haven't considered. And that would be him pushing d5. But if he pushes, yep, so he does push d5, okay. But I think I just play either c4 or I play queen takes g7, and my problems are non-existent anymore after that point. I also have knight e5 check. Knight e5 check is pretty good here. But I like c4 a lot more. So that's what I played. I do need to be careful because he will be able to counterattack me soon. He can't yet, but it is coming up. I guess it is here. So he played bishop here. What to do about that? Um, so the reason I don't want to just move my queen out of the way is that he'll take on b2, and even though I can recapture, he opens his field back up and then he's better. I think I'm gonna have to play knight e5 just to keep up the pressure. That's annoying. Well, I don't have anything better. He's had a few really, really good moves here. Obviously, if everything exchanges out, I'm going to end up with my bishop on e5, and basically I get rid of his queen and his bishop for my knight and my queen. That's not the worst thing that could happen here. Then my rook can hop on d1 and take the place my queen has had prior. I don't know. Alright, so internet has come back, but I'm reluctant to stop right now and log back in. Just because it isn't the most reliable of internet. So if he doesn't exchange all out, something else I've been considering is he might play king to d6. I think that's the worst of his options, just because I would play c5. He might also play c5 himself, in which case I think I just take it. Okay, so he chose the exchange variation. Now he probably wants to take my queen. Yep, he does. We're left in this position. So he's a pawn up. Another one of my pawns is hanging, but I still think I'm fine. Moves rook here. First order of business is probably to kick his knight. So that's what I'm gonna do. His knight no longer has any good squares that I can see. Now I think if I play accurately here on out, I can get a really good position. So he chose to put it here. So few options, few options. So c5 is a move, but I don't really like that. could take the pawn that's on d5. I could check him. I actually do like checking him with the knight, just because then he has 2 squares that he can go to protect the knight. One of which would blunder a pretty important piece, being his rook. We're going to check him with the knight. And then this move would be incorrect. He has to go here. So he did find the move. So what do I want to do now? I can take on g7. I can take on d5. I can also just take his knight. I think that's my favorite. Yeah, that's my favorite. Wait a sec. So I'm going to take with check. Move his king here. I'm going to go right back to where I was. And now I'm threatening capture on e6, winning a rook. My knight is never really going to move unless he tries to make a move with a knight. Okay, so we move his king here. I'm not going to go for a draw with this guy, so... I'm going to start by taking that pawn. Don't need any pass pawn shenanigans. So he has 3 pawns that are not attached to anything, which is an advantage for me. Where do I want to start? I think I'm going to start with a castle. He also took here. Alright, sorry, I'm doing the moves out of order on the board on the computer, but this is the correct position. With although it's black's move now, which is a little, a little weird. Alright, let me fix the position so that it is... Wait, no, it's my move. Oh. Oh, I didn't castle yet on my screen. Okay. Now we should be good. Moves the knight there. First I'm going to put my rook on d1 from a1. That's to prevent his knight from coming to d4. Also, that gives me knight to e4 as a possible move. So we've gotten into the endgame with an equal position. 2 rooks and a knight against the same amount of pawns. He has 3 pawn chains, I have 2 pawn chains. My rooks are more active than his are. His king's also in the middle of the board. Move his knight here. Move my rook to e1 from f1. Kind of completed my development. Now if he isn't careful, he's going to lose that knight. That loses loses the rook, unfortunately. Knight e4. We'll take that rook from him. Alright, now I should pretty much win this endgame without any trouble. Now that this move's on the table, let me see if I can open up chess.com again. Oh, we actually got a resignation right there. We got the resignation. And we jumped 6 points, so again, not too many. We've been playing a lot of lower rated opponents. Oh, look at that, I got an award right here for playing the Polish opening. Wasn't this guy, was it? No, it was... Oh, it was! Wait, how did he drop so many points? Let me look at this guy's account real quick. Is he a new player? He is a new player. That's a little weird. He won this game, though, against his other opponent. He had one blunder. So he's not the best player, but he's obviously not terrible. Anyway, let's go over that game again. Alright, this is your first orangutan opening, fellas. So let's go over it. So it's pretty standard. As you can see, black already has an advantage. That is the nature of the Polish opening, but it does catch people off guard. So I play bishop e2. He plays d6, and you can see he kind of lost his advantage already. So a3 is a common idea, just supporting this pawn. But I played e4 instead. Not a bad move either. He puts the knight on f6. I put my knight on c3. He puts his bishop on e6. That one looked a little weird to me. So I think here's where I checked him. The computer does not really like that. We get c6. Bishop goes to a4. Knight goes to g4. That was kind of a bad move. So I have a few options. They like h3 because it just sets him back a move. And then it's my move, so he lost the tempo. They like knight to f3. Just because I'm just ahead of development because he moved the same piece twice. That's another common idea. They also like queen e2. Actually, I like queen e2 as well. I didn't even think of this move earlier. But it kind of just allows yourself to castle on the other side of the board where you have all this activity going on. But I play this, which is still good for me, but not as good. He puts the queen on b6. Put my knight out here. Apparently bishop takes b3 is the best move. So this was good for him. Then I would take with the A, obviously. Oops, take with the A, so I have this file open. And they're saying he goes knight f6, and I castle, and they actually like him a little bit better in that scenario. I guess it's because my diagonals aren't yet open. Okay. But anyway, he goes back. I take. Takes. I play a3. There's his bishop here. I go knight g5. They really like this. Which is funny, because if you go back right here... Oh, sorry, that was the best move. Yep, he finds the king. Is that his best move? I thought it was. Wow, they actually like h6. I didn't think of that, because if h6 and I take, then he goes here and it's stuck. Right? Knight takes g7. Oh no, it's not stuck. I get one more pawn. Sorry. Sorry, people. Anyway, he finds that move. Queen goes to c7. Oh, yep, there's that d4 idea I was thinking of earlier. First I play c3. I should have just done d4 immediately. Oh well. Kicked him. He takes the pawn. Now we get d4. Takes. He plays this. So they do like queen takes g7 here. Because I'm threatening multiple things at once. I missed that. I actually like this position for black now. And I think I played this in this scenario. Which I really like for him. Because now king e7 is apparently very strong for him. That's because it gets him out of this annoying line. That's why. That is why. Okay. Said he played rook here. I found f3. He goes back. Knight c5. King goes to e7 to protect the knight. Take. They actually like it one more time, but I took. He took. Castle. So yeah, this game was still even until this point. So my opening wasn't able to get an advantage, unfortunately. I think with a little more prep, I should have been able to, because I played a lot of inaccurate lines. But anyway, get the rook going here to d1. Knight. Yep, f to e. That's just a mistake. So he's not quite losing. He's only down 2 after that, but it is a significant lead for me. I don't think I would have lost that endgame with this much time on my clock still. And yep, he FF'd at that point. So I think that was game 46. Thanks for tuning in. Gonna post this one tonight as well. You guys don't know what tonight is, but today is 26th. I've already posted 6 videos. I think 4 are currently live, and another 2 will be live in an hour or 2. But this one's going to be probably the last video of the night. I think this is a good stopping point for me. I'm going to keep studying. In the meanwhile, I found a good book that's really helped me grasp a few concepts while I'm in kind of this hard stuck place. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Catch you next time.